Welcome to the channel. My name is Mikey, and have you ever wondered why, for example, Honda is CBR, why Yamaha has bikes which are YZF, and for example, why Aprilia is RSV? Let's find out. So as every motorcycle freak out there, you've been for sure thinking why all the motorcycles has some names, right? Because not every single motorcycle has a name, right? It's like, for example, it's a lot of numbers or letters, and some of them has pretty much a name. For example, Kawasaki, it's Ninja. Everybody knows what Ninja is. It's a race bike, right? Or Panigale. We all know what Panigale is. Nobody gonna tell you is it Fiat? It is Skoda, right?
Bruh.
No, it's not. It's not a car actually. It's a bike, and it's beautiful Italian bike. So you've been thinking, why is it called CBR, YZF, VFR, SP, RVS, and stuff like that, or for example, you know, and we're gonna dig into it. So let's start with something easy. For example, Honda. Honda is well known for bikes which are all-rounders. You can have a naked bike, you can have a hyper-naked bike. Let's say MT10, it's kind of like a hyper-naked bike. You can have a race bike, you can have beginner bike, you can have a tourer, Africa. You know, everybody knows the name Africa. You know, if you haven't seen my video about Africa, click up there on the banner and you can see my full review about Africa. So Honda makes a lot of interesting and a lot of good bikes. Usually people kind of say that Honda makes not really special bikes. I wouldn't agree. You know, every bike has something special in it. Don't you think, Honda boys? So for example, if you take into account what kind of bikes you can pick from your Honda, you know, one of them is Honda CB650R. And do you know what CB stands for? It's a city biker. Kinda clever, isn't it, Honda? If we take a look on the racing line, you know, CBR 600, CBR 1000, even CBR 300, it's still a race bike. Is it? Since we are talking about racing bike, it is CBR, which is abbreviation for City Biker Racing. Kinda saw it coming. If we take a look into whole name, which is for example Honda CBR 600RR, you will think about that RR at the end. Well, I would say that's just racy stuff, like more R, more racy. Like, if you take a look, for example, for Honda CBR 1000RR or SP, I think like more R's you put into the name, it's faster it's gonna get, like more horsepower. Like if you put a sticker on the car, you're gonna get 5 horsepower plus, like, you know.
Bruh.
Anyway, we have Honda CBR 1000RR or SP, and the SP stands actually for special. So it's kind of like a special edition. You can see that it has a lot of things which are put onto the bike. Suspension, the engine, the tuning, the brakes, and everything is put like on really top level cutting edge technology stuff. So it's a really the best bike you can get for racing, of course, from Honda. Honda used to make bikes which were VFR. That's kind of like all the series of the bikes, and VFR stands for V for racing. So yeah, there you go, that's Honda. Another bike we can take into account is Yamaha. Yamaha is one of my favorite bikes because myself, I own Yamaha R6 2004, but still, it's Yamaha. And anyway, Yamaha has a YZF R series, which is pretty much the super sport series of the Yamaha bikes. And YZF is also an abbreviation which you can kind of dig into it, like what it stands for. YZF is actually, Y stands for Yamaha, Z stands for racing, and F stands for 4-stroke. R is actually a series of the bikes. So YZF R1, YZF R6, and YZF R7. What happened to the headlight? Another manufacturer we cannot really skip is Suzuki. Suzuki has really extended the line and really developed the line GSXR, which stands for really racy bikes. Right at the beginning with GSXR with 125, which is terrible.
Bruh.
But everything above it, beginning with the GSXR 600, owning one of them by myself, track bike, hell yeah. So GSXR actually is made from 4 different words, logically, because you have 4 individual letters. Makes sense though. So G stands for grand, S stands for sport, X stands for experimental, and R stands for, yeah, you guessed it right, racing. So we have GSXR 600, GSXR 1000. Everything is experimental, so be careful. Also, as a Honda, they used a really similar attitude to the abbreviation, because GSXR 1000 R, the R stands for more racy, I guess. So now we are stepping into Italian world. Is there anyone who doesn't like Italian bikes? I guess there is no one. Maybe just the mechanics, yeah. And Ducati and MV Augusta, that's one of the most beautiful bikes out there. Very expensive, but very beautiful. For example, Ducati named a couple of the bikes Panigale. It's really interesting, and it is for V2, V4, which actually obviously is a type of an engine. So don't really think about that V2 or V4. It's just the shape of the engine. You know, it's not science. Ducati used Panigale for a reason. It is actually a town in Italy. It's called Borgo Panigale, and I guess that's where Ducati kind of made the bikes. One very specific bike from Ducati is called Ducati Panigale Superleggera V4, which actually is Panigale, which we mentioned before, but Superleggera is actually Italian word for super light. Ducati made this bike really light. Another Italian manufacturer is MV Augusta. They make really rare bikes and really expensive bikes, but that's so beautiful. It's Italian style, it's just it's so pretty. MV Augusta, that's MV, it's not just a couple of letters. It's actually Meccanica and Verghera. And Augusta, it's actually part of the name of founder, which is Giovanni Augusta. They originally made planes and then switched to the bikes. Meccanica is actually, obviously, mechanics, and Verghera is some Italian city where the first bike was made. Well, BMW stands for Bayerische Motor and Werke, which is Bavarian Motor Works. So that's actually the part of Germany where this company is located. If we take a look onto the most advanced bike from BMW, which is S1000RR, the letters in this name are not really random. S stands for sport bike, 1000 is obviously CCs, so it's 1000cc sport bike, and RR is actually race replica, so whole BMW S1000RR is really long name. Coming from BMW to KTM, KTM seems to be really successful in India. There's a lot of KTM's 125 and bikes like this. It's really favorite. KTM is actually abbreviation also, but for this I have to take a little help. So KTM stands for Kraftfahrzeugtransmittionshoffen, I guess. I cannot really read this, so you're gonna have it at the bottom because my German, it really sucks. That's it, guys. The weather is not really great, so I decided to make this kind of episode about Did You Know? I'm planning to kind of make another ones, maybe? We'll see. Let me know down in the comment if I missed something or if I did something wrong, and if you have any other questions, we can make another Did You Know next time. So subscribe, like and comment. See you next time.